Hi everyone, it's Kay here today. Thank you for being here today. I was going to make some, use up some envelopes I had left over for some cards I made, and I was going to turn them into sort of like mini journals. And I made this one yesterday to see how it went, and I was trying to make a concertina one, and it didn't quite work out that way. So it's basically really like a book, and it's not really the concertina thing that I was going for. So I'm going to there's the back, so I'm actually going to seal that down, and then that'll be finished, that one. This one here, every time I go to do something, I'm thinking, is that the right way around? Is that the right way around? So far, I've got my concertina top effect. So far, hopefully, got it right. So, but at the same time, it's sort of like a little book. It's about that way. And then you can turn it around and go that way, which I really think is quite fun. And glue blobs everywhere. So we'll see how we go with the next one. Because like I said, every time I go to put one down, I'm thinking, is that right? Is that right? So I've actually, this for some unknown reason, it's not overly warm today. But in fact, I've got 3 layers on. But you have to, this glue was drying up, this glue was drying up so fast that I actually ended up using my hoo-hoo, but that's what the glue bits are everywhere, because I've got this hoo-hoo is sort of globuling everywhere. So hopefully I've got this right. I always have to stop and think, what am I doing, Kay? Yes, that way around. So for this one, what I did was slipped the pointy end into the one before, and that's why, see, the pointy end and turned it, sort of flipped it backwards, kind of thing. Like this pointy end would go in like that, and then it would flip over backwards to go for the next one. It was just and I thought this envelope was going to go in, but it's too big. So anyway, that's why I did that one wrong. But this one, it's you have that bit, stick it on the other envelope the other way. So for this one, this bit here goes on this bit here, like that. So let's see. You know, it's funny because I actually went to looking on YouTube to see what I was doing wrong. I couldn't find anybody that actually did every time I sort of, but then maybe I should Google, because the ones I've seen that other people make seem to be they break the envelopes open and create their envelope journals that way, or they just use a couple of envelopes and that's all they do. Have I done that right? I think I haven't done that right. I don't think I've done that right. Is it that way? It's that way. See? I have to stick that. I have to rub that off. I have to think about what I'm doing. I'm sorry, I'm just not a bit frazzled this week because I think I told you that surgeon told me with my shoulder surgery that I would have improved for a while and then I'd have a plateau for about a month. Well, I'm definitely in the plateau because my arm is absolutely killing me. In terms of, well, it's just quite painful all the time. And I'm trying desperately hard not to have too many painkillers. And then Sunday, I had really sharp pains in my knee. So I had 4 days of sharp pains in my knee. I mean, really painful knee. So I thought, what is going on? And I saw the doctor yesterday and he thought it might have been a blood clot. So he sent me off to have some examination to see if it was a blood clot, and the radiologist said no. So but I'm going back to see the doctor today to see what he says. So anyway, so this bit here goes there. So consequently, with my arm being very painful, my knee being very, very painful, I just haven't been in a good place this week. So in terms of trying to manage stuff. Thing is, because I had such a good month earlier on, it's paying me back for having such a wonderful beginning of March with people's with so many lovely things coming my way. Perhaps they were preparing me for this anyway. So what I would do is, I've got these other envelopes left over as well. Whether I'll make another one, I don't know. But I thought this one would be really good for, you know, like Happy Mail or whatever. And I'm going to put some things in there because it'll be like a discovery kind of journal as well. And this one will be, like I said, concertina one. So this one definitely needs to be stuck down there to finish it off. I made an envelope journal before, and back of Becerellis books bought it because I was a December daily, but I made that one sort of like yeah, out of envelopes. But it's amazing what happens when you don't use that technique for a while, how quickly you forget. So I've got a couple of things here I thought we could use. I've got this Sailor V pad from Couture Creations, which I absolutely love, because I just love the colours and things like that. And I'm thinking of maybe I might do it for that one there, because I just love, I'd hate to sort of take away from the beautiful pictures. Now what have I done wrong here? So it hasn't been sucked down, that's why, okay? You stick it down. Anyway, it's got some lovely patterns in here, lovely pages, things to cut out. So I thought that could be used. And then I've also got, oops, some Minte wallpaper from the wallpaper book. So I'm thinking of using that for this particular journal. Whether I do I want to cover the whole lot or just leave a little bit? Anyway, if I use a little bit, that means I'll have lots left over. But anyway, they could use it as pockets and stuff, and side tucks. I suppose I could do that. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. So we could work on this one first. I'm not too sure how I'm going to sort of, I might cheat into this side first and work out how I'm going to do that side next. I think for this one I'm going to definitely use the wallpaper. I just love this wallpaper. I suppose if you turn it that way around, it's a bit of a, can't really see, you sort of angling the pattern around too much. It has too much white showing from the envelope. So I hope you're faring better than I am and doing okay, creating and making. And it's like I said to Tony, my husband said to me, you all right? And I said, no, not really. I said, it's just constant pain is a bit much. And he said, I know you're not supposed to be in constant pain, take painkillers, but oh, I don't know, being on painkillers all the time is not good either. So I don't know. Might ask the doctor what he thinks. I definitely take painkillers to go to sleep, for sure, don't get me wrong. Anyway, he said to me, are you alright? I said, no. And I said, I'm going to do some crafting. And he said to me, should that be a good idea? And I said, no, probably not. He said, does it give you joy and pleasure? And I said, yes. So, oh, got all fingers and thumbs here. So that's why I'm doing this today, just to take my mind off, because I find that if I do something, it just takes my mind off my problems. So I was actually pleased that the radiologist said no blood clot. I thought that was a good thing, but she said my knee is shot to pieces. So I'm thinking, oh God, I'll have to see what the doctor says as well. I'm thinking, do I really want another operation? Really? Really? It's just a bit much, really. And I often wonder, and I don't talk about it with my mum because they thought they were doing the right thing. I was born with a port wine stain on my eye and my forehead. Now it's still there, and it's on my nose as well. And lived in Britain at the time, and the treatment for that at that particular time was to use radium in a form of a wash, which they washed over my birthmark, and frozen carbon dioxide. And I happened for a a number of years, and in the end my mum stopped it because she said it wasn't achieving anything, and I never cried or complained or anything. She said it was really, really good about the whole thing. And but I often wonder, because I had that, is that the reason why my bones are weak now? Is that the reason why I'm having all this trouble with my lungs? I've got no idea. I mean, I know low doses of radium can be absorbed by the body, but and I know this was a wash, so it was watered down, but I've got no idea. I've got no idea what to think, really. So I've never asked Mum, talked about it with my mum, because I don't want her to feel bad about, about what they thought was doing the right thing at the time. And it's just, it's a thought of mine, which isn't really good. I don't want to have too much. That one's all right to do on. That's too busy. What else should I have? Is that a bit more muted as well? Yeah, that's a bit more muted. I could just maybe leave one to do one there, and do some plain paper as well. So I just don't know. I think she said I was 3 or 4 years of this radium treatment that I had, and the frozen carbon dioxide. Yes, and I know people are prone to osteoarthritis and things like that, but I seem to be quite young for it, really. But maybe that's just the way it is, really. Who knows? So I went to see my mum and dad yesterday, because it's their anniversary. Well, when this comes out, it'll be Friday, so it'll be today their anniversary is. They've been married. I've got to stop and think now. How old am I? They're 1 year married. Oh, yes. 67 years, 68 years. Yeah. Because I was born 10 months after they got married. So that's pretty, I reckon it's a wonderful 67 years. It's a pretty wonderful milestone. And Tony said to them, is that a special one? And they said, no. I said, no, I'd love to be till you're 80, till you're 70, be married 70 years. And my dad said, I don't think we'll make that. So, very pessimistic, my dad. I think that's wonderful. I got 2 together there. You know what? I've got stuck 2 together. Oh no. It's supposed to be like that, okay. So let's have a look. One. I missed one. Do another one. What colour should I have this time? I think I've got 2 muted ones. I want to keep them the same. That's pretty though. It doesn't really go with what I've been doing. That doesn't really go. Maybe this one. Let's have a look. No. That one's sort of, but I don't really like it that much. That one does fit. Think about that one. They're very pretty, aren't they? There's mint over in that range of these kind of books, and the rest are the same. Maybe I should go for the rest of them the same, are they? See, there's it looks like that. What's this one? I've used up all those ones. I think I might have used up all these ones. There's a snapshot of what they look like inside. I think I've used all those ones up. That one there. I'll look, see if I can find it. This one here. This one. I probably might have used it up for something else. Probably. Don't seem to have it any. Oh, no, I didn't like that one, did I? Oh, hang on. Let's have a look. There it is. There. Could be a bit. Oh, there's that could go. That side. Okay. Let's do that. Oh. You know what? I should be measured it the first time, but can't be bothered. I'm a bit like Rachel Roxy's creations. Don't measure anything, but I admire her and Gail. They do a lot of things by sight and or measure it up and then just use their fingers as measuring tools. Can't quite get there to do that. Is that the right way around? No, that's the right way around. So my mum and dad live in a retirement village and still doing everything for themselves. It's just pretty good, I reckon. Pretty good. In the meantime, actually doing better than I am. In the meantime, Tony still has to drive me everywhere. Still has to help me in the shower. Still has to help me get dressed. Not everything, but just some things, you know, like just, and there's still the exercises that I'm not allowed to do that he has to do for me. It's just, I'm so glad that he's, I don't know how people manage when they're on their own to do this sort of stuff. It would be really hard. Couldn't do it. So we're back the other way now. Leave that one, leave that one. Maybe you should have done one on the back, hey? Because that would be the back of the thing. We might find something. That would be the back, and that would be the front. So probably should have done something at the front, something at the back. Duh. What do we want? We want the same thing. I think I've run out of all the other ones, so. Unless I find something else that sort of goes with this. I do like this one here though. It's very pretty. Oh, I done upside down again. Was it supposed to be that way around? It's that way. Oh, it is supposed to be that way. Okay. Let's do. This is the front. So tomorrow night, my eldest daughter has asked myself and my youngest daughter to go with her, because there's a shop where in the suburb she lives called Refab, and what people do is hire a rack and put their clothes on there. So it's not an op shop. So you hire the rack, well, and then you get percentage, the sales, whatever you sell you get back. I think that's how it works, or some percentage of it. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Anyway, so tomorrow night they're having a drop-in nibbles drinks sale shop thing, and so we're going to go there. My youngest daughter's going to meet us there from work. I'm going to go to my eldest daughter's house while we wait for her to come home from work, and my youngest daughter will meet us there, and then we'll go to this Refab place and see if we can find any bargains. Or they have their prices. They have some really lovely clothes, and they're not overly expensive, and you know, they are in really good condition, and it's a really great way of recycling clothes, because I think Australians discard some astronomical amount of clothing, so it's good that this gets recycled in a different way from the op shops. So we're going to do that tomorrow night for a little while, and so husband has to drop me off, has to drive me there for that. You know, I'm not sure whether I want to put anything on the back, because it means that I'll use up all my I seem to have a lot of this, so maybe I should use this. Let's have a look. What have I got? Could use this one on the back. That sort of goes. No, not keen on too much green. Done that well. I love that, but it doesn't go to with anything I'm using at the moment. There's another one of those. Fabulous. Put that to one side. There's another one of those. Another one of those. Oh, good. I've got oodles, oodles, oodles. Great. So you put them to one side. So I got created a bit of a mess here. Put them to one side so we know what we're doing. Okay, that to one side. I'm going to use that. Need to have my trimmer nearby. Need that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Oh. I'm sorry if I've moaned a little bit. Sorry. I'm sure that's not what you want to hear, really. Somebody moaning. I'm just really grateful I've got this to do, and I find it quite, and I think a lot of people do the crafting because of to help them with their various issues. It just does seem to help. Let's have a look. I wasn't going to use this one, but I think I might have to. Alright, let's put this one on the back. Or should we use the same one at the back as we did in the front? Let's be consistent. So I thought I could, did I say I thought I could use these for Happy Mail, or even sort of, you know, I'm not sure whether I'll use them for that, or because they're quite big, or whether I'll just have them in my shop. I'm not really sure. But it would be nice as Happy Mail. Don't do enough Happy Mail, mainly because I just don't know where to go to sort of. I know there's a group, there's a Round Acts of Kindness thing in one of the Facebook groups I belong to, and that's a Down Under group, so that's a good thing. I mean, like, I would love to give things to my overseas viewers, and I did send one journaling once to somebody for no cost because she really liked it, and I had it sitting in my basket for a while, and I sent it to her, and postage to America was quite high. So, and that's when I look for things, I look for certain things in Etsy shops, and the Etsy shops that are overseas, and I think, oh, by the time you add postage, it just becomes too expensive. Didn't rub that out very well, did I? Anyway, I'm going to keep going on with this for a little bit, putting in papers and things like that, and I'll come back to you in a minute to show you where I'm up to, and then we'll see how we're going to go from there. I'll see you back shortly. Bye-bye. Hey, I'm back. I'm just going to show you where I'm up to, because I have to go and put some ice on my shoulder now, because my shoulder's had enough. So I've used some chamomile tea stained paper for some of these pages, and I've worked out for these pages, I'll show you when I get to the back, because I'll obviously put it by here. I've worked out a little template to go there, and the other bit will go underneath like that, so it'll be two pieces, I think, because otherwise it'll be too much white there to sort of cover over, so it needs to have something there, and why waste the paper I cut off rather than putting a whole new other bit and creating more scraps. Don't need to create more scraps. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to do for those pages, and I'm just going to put that there at the top like that, so I know that's there, it's ready to go. And I've just put basically tea stain paper, some Minte. I'm not too sure if this is actually wallpaper book or whether it's called floral patterns book, maybe called that, so I'm not 100% sure. But if you're an Australian person, just need to find a Minto person, a stockist that sells Minto. And I believe, I know that Bev's Crosscraft in Tasmania sells it. But their system is a bit unusual. They don't have a flat rate. You pay for what you want to buy, and then they work out the cost of the postage, and they've got to pay that after. So just letting you know. So there's the back, and there's more of the chamomile tea paper that I stain myself, because I have all this chamomile tea, and I've still got to do all of these, but I need to go and have a rest now. So I want to say thank you very much for being here today, and next time I see you, hopefully I would have progressed a bit further, a little bit at a time. Thank you very much for being here. Bye bye.